Well, according to state records, one of the owners of the proposed methadone clinic is the founder of Western Carolina Treatment Center in Asheville, a company our community watchdog discovered recently settled a multi-million-dollar federal lawsuit with a local man. Nate Morabito found out that lawsuit stemmed from a 2011 Carter County crash caused by a methadone patient.
Josh, in state court, the driver at fault, Dallas Ray Richardson, received a year probation for reckless endangerment, according to the circuit court clerk's office in Carter County. But in federal court, he received no punishment. Instead, Western Carolina Treatment Center settled with the victim in this case, a man named Gene Moore. We talked with Moore's attorney today. He said although at its core, methadone likely has its benefits, it also poses a danger to innocent drivers.
We see roughly 40 patients a day.
When a different methadone clinic tried to open near Dr. Mark Valley's pain clinic earlier this year, he fought it. In part, he told us and the state of Tennessee because years ago, while working in another state, someone he knew died in a crash caused by an impaired driver who received a dose of methadone.
Got his medicines, popped a couple of pills, was intoxicated from the medicines, pulled out of the parking lot of the methadone clinic, broadsided the girl, and killed her dead.
Now, with a different clinic hoping to open nearby, he tells us he has similar fears.
It was devastating. She had 2 kids.
This federal lawsuit filed by Gene Moore back in 2012 did not involve death.
By the grace of God, he actually only suffered a knee injury out of the whole thing.
But his attorney says the potential was there.
The truck that Mr. Moore was driving was totaled. Mr. Moore was actually launched out of his truck.
The lawsuit alleged another driver T-boned Moore's truck at this intersection in Elizabethton within 3 hours of Western Carolina Treatment Center prescribing that driver with a therapeutic dose of methadone in Asheville. Moore's attorney argues the man only once received a warning of the possible consequences, and that was years ago at orientation. Insufficient in his mind.
They knew that folks were driving back and forth to Tennessee, and they were just turning them loose without any warnings, without any supervision, without really any consideration of everybody else.
The official toxicology report showed the other driver tested positive for methadone and other substances. This toxicologist concluded that combination of drugs contributed to his misoperation of the vehicle, but the company refuted the claim. In court documents saying the patient signed a statement warning him of possible dangers. A counselor identified no signs of impairment in the 40 minutes after the man received his dose, and that an expert witness determined there was no evidence the driver was impaired or should have been expected to become impaired after he left the clinic. The two sides settled in March.
Was it what we wanted? No.
The plaintiff originally sued for $6.5 million. The settlement does not reveal how much he actually received. At the least, his attorney says the case should send a message.
Our hope is and always was that it gets their attention. It gets these methadone clinics to put some type of safety policies and procedures into place.
And we heard from the victim's attorney. What about that clinic?
Well, the company's attorney declined comment, telling us he is not at liberty to discuss his client's business. Now, we left a message for the company's founder. Yesterday, we also shared our number with his attorney. We followed up with that attorney again today. We have not heard back.